Tim, I want to thank you for coming to camp. My name's Thad Johnson with ABC, and I'll be doing your pitching lesson here today. We're going to talk about a couple different things, including the balance position, your direction of home plate, the rotation, release, and follow through. So first off, what I'd like to do is talk about the balance position. So ideally, all pitchers, when they get to a balance point, should be over their back foot, which means your head should get over this line. That line should run right up through your belly button. Now you've got a very low leg lift, Tim, and what happens here is you never really get your weight back. So everything is going to be kind of rushed and cut off, and your delivery is going to become very hurried. What I'd like to see you do is as you lift your leg, let's try to take your knee, and when you lift and you push your foot off that ground, I'd like to see you take that knee and try to rotate it up and back in a diagonal position towards your back right hip. Okay, what that's going to do is it's just going to allow you a little bit more time for your whole delivery to happen, build up a little bit more energy, especially from the windup, because you got all the time in the world from the windup. Another thing I'd like to see at balance is for you to be a little bit more upright with your body. You've kind of got a little bit of a tilt with your top half, where you're kind of really leaning over your front leg. You want to kind of create very good posture and be standing up tall with that top half. So as we move forward into the separation of your hands. Okay, one thing that you need to practice is you need to practice on getting that baseball pointed down towards the ground. Okay, we want to do a better job. We always want to work on top of the ball. So when you release your hands, it's something you got to practice this. Okay, because you created this bad habit. But you want to point the baseball towards the ground. So you take the baseball out of your glove, it goes to the ground. All right, and then you go through your arm circle in the back. So that's just something you have to practice. Do it in front of a mirror. Work on the balance position in front of a mirror so you can really see your body work. All right, and that's just something you're going to have to do and practice a lot. Now, as we go to home plate, Tim, one thing I'd like to see you do is take your glove when you separate your hands. Okay, we want to take this glove, and it needs to have some direction. Okay, towards home plate. It's almost like you're throwing a backhand punch, okay, where your target can see the inside of your glove. It stays nice and tall. It stays firm. Okay, we always talk about guys having firm front side, firm glove side, and you should always try to keep it in line. This will help you a little bit with your front foot. Okay, so as we stop you here, as you can see, it's in a pretty good position. As we move forward a few frames, it's starting to fall behind. Okay, it's starting to fall behind a little bit, and you got more energy kind of going towards the ground with your front side as opposed to going forward. And really, if a pitcher's doing the traveling forward correctly, what you'll see is three lines, and they'll all be parallel with each other. They'll all have fairly similar in kind of a downward motion. They'll all look, okay, they would all look kind of more like this is what you're looking for with that with the track of the glove and having your glove and your front foot together, and then everything's kind of in that downward action as you go down the hill. So that's what you're ideally looking for: glove and foot, glove and foot, glove and foot. When we get to the stride point and the rotation release part of the delivery, we want to make sure that we're stepping in line, okay, which it appears that you're doing. We also want to make sure that our front foot is turned heel to toe. Now, to practice this, what you need to do, as opposed to being closed off a little bit as you are, you just need to draw a line in the dirt, practice dry mechanics, throwing the baseball, with or without a baseball, but you want to practice on that footing, practice on striding properly. Okay, another thing we want to make sure we are again is, again, we want to make sure we get a firm front side. You got to be closed off. As you can see, your chest is opened up. The only thing that should be opened up at this point of foot strike is your lower half. Your lower half should start to be turning, but your top half still should be in a closed position. I backed you up about 2 frames. Okay, your top half should look more like this, Tim, at the foot strike position, as opposed to this opened up position that you are. So your glove, get your glove up. You can work on a 1 knee drill where you take from this loaded position, you take your back knee, you put it on the ground, all right, you get nice and spread out with your lower half, and you break your hands nice and big. Break your hands big towards the target, big and back, ball pointed down, and then rotate and release the top half into your glove and throw the baseball. And you can throw the baseball quite, get some distance between you and a partner. But again, you're on 1 knee, so you take that right knee, put it on the ground, break your hands big, keep your weight back, and then go get that front side and keep it very, very firm out in front of you. What's going to happen is your chest is going to, just like the lines here, your chest is going to travel to the glove, and your glove is pointed towards the target, palm pointed towards the target, and then when you finish, palm is pointed towards your chest. And then what happens is you get to this release point right here, and as your chest travels forward over that front leg, and your head gets a little bit out there forward over your front leg, over your front foot, you're going to start releasing that baseball closer to home plate. All right, your back side is going to be able to stay connected with the rubber longer. You're going to be able to push off, and this back side is really your heel is going to kick up through the ball, and you're going to have a little bit more power and drive through the baseball. You really want to accelerate through that ball, and you can see your finish is very, very cut off. You've got a very, very short finish through the baseball. You just kind of almost deaccelerate the entire delivery right here. I mean, when you get through that baseball, Tim, your back should be way out over here, and again, that back foot should just come up and kick up to the point, somewhere around your belt area, and there's no backside. So a couple things to work on, mainly that knee drill, that stride drill where you're just working on stride and keep your front foot open, and the 1 knee drill is really going to help you to improve your delivery and get you going in the right direction. So Tim, I want to thank you for coming to camp. Hope you learned a little bit here today, and we look forward to seeing you out there again sometime soon.